and it is unfinished. I haven't done anything to this. So it's just out of the package. So I'm gonna put, and I'm gonna do this mostly because, thank you Vera, mostly because these canvases lately are really textured and I want to take that down a notch. Thank you, Nora. So I'm just gonna take, Stephen Gray, can I have a cup of water out of the bathroom? Thank you. So I'm gonna put a little bit of white on my canvas and I'm just gonna clean that up. Thank you, Rhonda and Joanne. And I probably didn't put enough. Y'all know I'm notorious for putting too much paint on the canvas. And now I think I have not. And I think because my white is icky. Thank you, Jana. My white is icky. And I need a new bottle. I don't know why it goes so bad so fast. And it's got little paint boogers in it. So I was trying to eliminate that. There's some right there. Right there. It just annoys me. Don't like it. So let me get a napkin to wipe that off on. Thank you for the sprinkles. You can't see me, Becky? Huh. I'm not sure. Oh, baby. Okay. That's okay. Yeah, is there not one on the sink?
Okay, yeah.
So I'm gonna spread this white all around. This is the start of my monochromatic background. I need a smidgy more out of this icky bottle. I could see a big old goopy thing coming out right there too. Look at that. Ugh, yuck. Thank you. Here's another one. That's what I wanted, babe. Here, I'll give that back. So now that we have a new fresh coat of whites, we know that it's nice and clean for a start, okay? It's cold here too, y'all. Oh. Hey, Alabama. Denmark. Hey, Denmark. Okay, so I'm gonna hit this real quick with my heat gun. This is also a heat gun from Amazon. It's called a Seek 1. It's got a variable speed, so I love it. So we're gonna get this white dry, and then I'm gonna show you how to stencil monochromatic. Beth has the doors open in Rhode Island. How nice. I'm ready. Hey, Reams. How's Aruba? It's so jelly. Reem, if you still need me to go live, I completely forgot all about that. But if you still need me to do that, just holler at me and let me know. Hey, Melinda. Thank you for the stars. Roll Tide, Nina. Almost dry. We're just going to keep going. Is this not cute that Lee made me? Oh, that's funny, Suzanne. That happens to me all the time. I'll put something in my cart, and then I'll be like, $200? Then I have to review. These stencils are super cute. All right. All right, we'll let that cool off for just a second, but this is one of the stencils from that Amazon pack. The link is at the top of the description on this page, and I'm gonna use some of these hearts to, what I do with my little hearts? Let me figure out what size regular heart. I think this size. This one is this is an 8x10, and this stencil is about 7 inches square. That'll give me enough room to make my little glass heart. Thank you for sharing, Phyllis. This will give me enough room to make my glass heart and still have some of these little smaller hearts all around. So I'm gonna start with my little small hearts, and here's what I'm gonna do. I'm using Pearl so that you'll be able to see fast speed. I don't know what that means, Wanda. I'm gonna show you how to create that monochromatic background, okay? So I've got some pearl on my plate, which should be a little different than this, and I'll show you as we go. Hey, Rose. How are you, Rose? So I am going to start with my stencils, and I'm just gonna, and here's a stencil brush, just any brush, any stencil brush from Hobby Lobby or Michael's will do. In my opinion, the softer stencil brushes work nicer than the really super stiff ones. I do like a softer stencil brush. So here is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my napkin and I'm gonna kind of situate where I want my hearts to be. Now my last heart's gonna overlap that, but that's okay. Now I'm gonna take the top of my bristles and I'm gonna dip it into that pearl paint. See how much I have? That's a lot of paint. So what I'm gonna do now is, let me scooch this over so you can see. I'm gonna take my napkin and I'm gonna swirl my brush onto my napkin. And what that does is removes any excess so that it doesn't go underneath my stencil. Wanda, they're from Amazon and there's a link at the top in the description. Thank you, Deanna. So it removes the excess and it also blends that pearl into the brush so that we get a nice little coat, okay? So you can do the stenciling two ways. You can pounce. Oh, the stencil brush is dirty. It's got debris. Hang on. Let me see if I can get a different brush. This one is dirty. It's got something in it, some kind of ickiness. Let me get a different one because that ain't gonna work. All right, we're gonna start over. Dip. It's got a pretty good amount on there. So I'm gonna go to my napkin and I'm just gonna swirl in circles. So it's all blended in now. And you can pounce. Ugh, that's napkin business. I'm just not doing a very good job at all. Or you can swirl very lightly. Don't like press down and just really dig in, because what you don't want is to have the paint blend under, or the paint go up under your stencil. Now, can you see? I'm gonna try to wait for my iPad to catch up so that you can see these hearts. See, that is monochromatic. It's the same color. They're both white, but one is metallic, and you can do this with any color. If you wanted to do like a light gray background and then do a shade lighter or a shade lighter on the foreground of the same color, that's gonna be monochromatic. So I'm just gonna add some more. I'm gonna come over here and we'll add a few more. I don't wanna overlap too much. So I'm gonna stop here. We'll do these 4. So let me offload. And I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna swirl gently. I'll even do this one off the edge. And I'm just gonna keep moving my stencil around. I don't really need to focus too much. Let me do like a partial heart or 2 right here. Just swirl along that pearl. And we'll do the same thing over here. Just swirl it on. There's still plenty of paint on my brush. And then let me add this back. I'm just gonna go back and forth. Thank you, Christy. And so, you know what I should do is just kind of sketch on my heart. Hang on. That way I know exactly where to, let's see, I'm gonna use this, oh look, blue watercolor pencil. I'm gonna very lightly go around so I can see just faintly where my heart is. Where's my heart? That way, I know where to put my stencil. Oh, that's perfect. just a very light outline. Now I know where I can put my hearts. So now I think I'm gonna go this way and we'll put them right here. And let's just do these ones. So let's get more paint on our brush and we'll come back to our napkin and swirl to offload. And I'm just gonna lightly swirl on that pearl. And you're gonna see them in just a second. Now I'm gonna do, let's see. We'll do, I'm trying, there, like that. I'll come in. There's still plenty of paint on my brush. I can see it coming off. And then maybe right here. And one more little section. We'll do one right here. Just one little heart. And then I'm going to show you what we have. Let's see. I think we're good. I'm going to leave that there for just a second, just in case. So I know I'm looking. I want to try to let my iPad catch up to see. I see some of that debris from that original brush. Let it catch up so I can see and you can see the hearts. Look, so they're metallic, so they really kind of show up when you wiggle it around a bit. Super pretty. So this would be monochromatic, tone on tone, whatever you want to call it. Real quick, since this is brand new, I'm going to get a dab of water and I'm going to go ahead and just clean up my stencil. And it is going to get paint on my table, but then we'll clean that up too. All right, so go ahead. Once you're done with your painting, what I like to do normally if I'm doing, see what I did? Normally if I'm stenciling, once I'm done with the stencil, I will throw it in the sink and spray it with some sort of cleaner. And then you, when you're done with your painting, it was on your screen. When you're done with your painting, you can go and clean that up. But as long as you don't let it dry forever on your stencil, you should be good. So there is our cute little heart. Now what I've done is traced the center heart with the stencil, but you could totally stencil this big heart too if you wanted to. I'm not going to. I'm going to use clear, and I'm just going to let that white background show through. But you could totally lay this out, stencil this area too, then add your glass on top. Let me pick this up carefully because I think it's still a little wet. And let's get this pearl dry. Yes. Yes, Jane. Oh, Rima answered you, I see. Yeah, if you use a paint color like a red and then a metallic red, that is always gonna work really well as long as they're in the same color family. Okay, you don't want a dark red and a light pink. Thanks for the sprinkles. Oh, let me show you. I think that's dry, so while that's cooling off a little, let me show you what we're gonna be gifting to someone who sprinkles. So I see a little, that looks like a jelly bean hair right there. So this is a cute little wood block and it's stained and it has a little bit of gold. It's still wet, so I don't wanna mess with it too much. And it has like a soft mauve pink heart painted on it and these cute little beads. So that is going to be our gifter for someone who, excuse me, for sprinkling our little page. All right. Okay. So now what we can do, it does show up really pretty, doesn't it? So now all we need to do, since we're not going to paint our background, let me do this. There's something. Oh, more debris. Since I'm not going to paint my pearl background, but I still can see it, or paint my background, my heart. Lord have mercy. Thank you, Terry. I'm just going to add some clear glass to my heart. Let's see if that's enough. I'm just gonna push it right up to where I can see, where I very lightly trace that heart onto my canvas so I could see what I was doing. So we'll just make ourselves a cute little heart. Look at this big old monster piece. Thank you for the sprinkles. And let's just follow that shape. Oh, look, there's a booger too. That's a big one. So you can just kind of squeeze those and break them up a little. We need a little more. It usually takes, for this size heart, about a half of a bag. And this wasn't quite a full bag anyway, so this one. These are some big pieces. I don't think I'm gonna use that. Rima, shouldn't you be on the beach? What you doing? So I'll be 60 this year in a couple months, and I think me and Mr. Man are gonna go to St. Martin. We're trying to decide. So if y'all have any suggestions, ideas for a fun 60th birthday beachy place, we'd love to hear it. I'm a Florida girl for the most part, but Florida is not going to be quite warm enough in March for me. So I'm just adding little nuggets, trying to follow my little line. I'm actually trying to get over the line just a little so that you don't see my little blue watercolor pen. So I'm trying to be masterful with that. Just getting it right over the edge of that pencil so we don't see it. That one's kind of a fun piece we'll use in something else. So let's get a little bit more. Yeah, I've been to Punta Cana 2 times, Paula, with the old ex-husband. Yes, Susan, there's always a replay, honey. I've been to Punta Cana twice, and I went with the ex. So we're not gonna do that, even though I do love the Dominican. It's a beautiful place, but we're gonna try something new. We're gonna try something new with Mr. Wonderful. All right, I promise I'm not gonna take forever to do this. Let's scooch a little piece right up in there. We'll fatten this side up a little, and then we can pour our resin. Then I'm gonna add some seed beads. I don't know why I'm completely obsessed with my seed beads lately, but I am a little bit more. Costa Rica, we've talked about Costa Rica. We laid in bed last night till the wee hours looking at different places in the Caribbean. Get in there. So it's so hard to make a decision. So hard. But we got to do it soon. We got to figure it out soon because it's just, my birthday's March 31st. And that's how I want to celebrate my BD. All right. We're getting there, y'all. I promise. Promise. I'm going to stop. All right. We're going to stop at this. I'm going to put this back in the bag. So that was about a half a bag. St. Lucia, yes. West Indies is a long flight, yeah. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Karen. You guys are so sweet. So we have this is just clear glass, okay? We sell this on artshattered.com. 64. We're rocking our 60s, aren't we? Yeah, I think that's just a reflection. Let me stand up and look at the top corner. Oh, maybe. Let me see. It's kind of... need littler pieces. Hang on. Let me micromanage this just a little bit. Let's see. Let's do this. They're about the same. I think it's just because there wasn't multiple layers. So let me see if I can pile up a little bit. All right, y'all, I gotta stop or I'll just keep adding glass all day long. All day long. So when we're done, I'm gonna add some seed beads. Where did they go? What did I do with them? Oh, here they are. So these came from Michael's and I love them. They're the tiniest little things. They're size 11 glass seed beads. And it doesn't say the color because it looks like I already opened them and it looks like the label's torn off, but these came from Michael's and they're the same color as this clear glass that we're using. So we are gonna resin. I'm gonna put my stencil in water and we are going to resin our cute little heart. This is so super simple. Oh, wouldn't that be fun, Cheryl? Oh, that would be so much fun. That's something we need to really think about, isn't it? Well, this one doesn't want to stay, but once we resin, it'll be fun. So this really is a monochromatic entire piece because it's like clear glass, even though it comes off a little bluish with white and pearl background. It is super, super simple and super cute. So let's go ahead, remove my stencils and grab me some gloves. Let's get this resined. And I think I'm going to mix 2 ounces. I see I got a little debris from the glass, so let me see if I can brush that off. Just little pieces, little tiny. Okay, that would be so much fun. Something to talk about. I don't know if they'd let us use resin on a cruise. I don't know why not. We might have to try that. Might have to look into that, do some research. All right, so we're gonna mix 2 ounces of resin in our little cup. I love these cups that I'm using now because you can actually see, thank you, Jenny, you can actually see the letters or the measurements on here. Yes, this would be monochromatic. It's a white background with a pearl heart, which is in the same color family as the white, so that one makes it monochromatic. I'm gonna scooch this up just a little bit while we mix resin. All right, so 2 ounces. So we're gonna use 1 ounce of hardener and 1 ounce of resin. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm using art resin just like normal. So let me pour my 1 ounce of, this is the hardener. Whoa, Nellie. The one thing I have to say about these is these cups are staticky. And so when your resin is just a drizzle, it won't, and I'll show you in just a second, it wants to fly over to the side of the cup. So I don't like that because it makes me nervous, but you can see on the cup how it's just slinging around because the cup is kind of staticky. So maybe wipe it out with an alcohol wipe first, and then pour your resin because that worries me. It makes me a little paranoid. So now we're using the resin. So 1 part resin, 1 part hardener, 1 ounce of hardener, 1 ounce of, 1 ounce of resin. I might need one more drop. Try to let it grow a second. All right, now we'll grab us a stir stick and we're gonna stir this for 3 minutes. Hi, Lele, what you doing? We're gonna stir this for 3 minutes. Let me scooch this back a little. Alaskan cruise, that sounds wonderful. So for 3 minutes, we're gonna stir this. Can somebody time me? I don't know if Catherine's here or if Becky's here. Thank you, Callie. I need 3 minutes on the clock, somebody. So we're gonna stir for 3 minutes. So if you have a question about monochromatic backgrounds or the stencil that I used or anything along those lines, just let me know and I will be happy to answer your question. See, I have a little something from my background there. I'm trying not to work. Thank you, Becky. We'll try not to worry about that because it is what it is at this point. So for 3 minutes, thank you, ladies. I know I am having so much fun. Look, guys, I'm even like sitting around my studio doing hearts that I'm not even posted. I'm not even doing them live. I'm just like, I want to make a cute little heart, see what this looks like, see what that looks like. So, Stephen Gray, I want to show you the heart I made. I think I posted a time lapse of it today, but he's not listening to me. He's got his earphones on, ignoring me, so. I did post a video on the Art Shattered page of it. Thank you, Amber. So on that heart that I did the video of, it was just an old scrap board that was left over from crosses at Christmas. And I just painted a cute little red heart. And then I used my palette knife to add more 2 colors of pink and a little bit of white and more red back into that. And then I did Starfire glass and some seed beads over the top. Isn't it cute, Amy? Once we get this done, I may go run get it and show it to y'all. And that was just me bored, waiting on something else to dry and making hearts. I love them. You could do anything with them. They're so cute. So much fun. 30 seconds. So this is 2 ounces. And I love that this is all just very subtle and monochromatic, tone on tone. Yeah. It's like my house. For an artist, you would think my house would be more colorful, but it's so serene and everything is like tone on tone. But upstairs in the media room is a lot of pops of color. Lots of color. Let's see. All right, are we almost there? All done, yay. Thank you, ladies, for helping me time. I'm gonna give it one more quick stir. Scrape the bottom. One last time. And let's pull this back. I do need to elevate, but I'm gonna go ahead and just go ahead and resin this, and then I'll elevate when I'm done because I left my blocks on the other table from something else that was drying. So thank you, Wendy, for the stars. Yes. Okay, I know. So that's how it is between 2 devices. My iPad, which is how I'm reading comments, because my phone is pointing down. I can't read those from there, so I have to rely on my iPad. So there's always a lag and a delay on that too. So Cancun, yes, Lynn. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just add, I'm not gonna futz with this. I do see a piece of glass that I wanna mess with, but I'm gonna add my resin first. So I'm just gonna start in this top corner and start adding my resin to my cute little heart. Now I'm going to tell you guys this, what I've started doing is anything fairly small that we do on a live, I am going to be giving away and we be gifting that to people who come and hang out and sprinkle the love. And anything oversized like this to me is a little bit bigger and harder to ship. I will be putting this piece on my website at a very reasonable price. So I'm thinking this 8x10, normally I would sell this for like $59. But we're gonna list this once we're done here. I'm gonna list this for $30. So you might wanna grab that if you're interested once we're done here. I should have done it before we started, but 100% wasn't sure exactly what I was gonna do until I did start. So anyway, smaller things we're gonna be gifting, and anything this size or a little bit bigger that we do will be selling at a very reasonable sale price. So this is so pretty. Hey, Brenda. So we're gonna get all of this covered really nicely. So guys, I will add this immediately after the live is over. So if you're interested, just, give me like 5 minutes and go look. I'm only gonna have this one. I am leaving to go out of town at 5 a.m. So I won't have the opportunity to do any more. But if a lot of people want them, I can do some more when I get back. But I'm only gonna have the one for now. All right, so the rest of this took right at the 2 ounces, maybe a little more or a little less. I do have a smidge left in my cup. So I think if you mixed 1.5 ounces, you would be good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dump it right in the middle. So I'm not tempted to go and create something else real quick, because that's what I'll do. We'll get it all in there. And now I'm gonna use my gloved hand and I'm gonna smear this over the rest of my canvas all the way to the edge. Now I don't do my edges, that is just a personal preference. Some people do, but I don't, for my own personal reasons. I just don't. We'll just stop there. But a lot of people do, and that's fine too. I think you just have to do what works for you. You do you. Let me scooch that up. That was kind of falling out of place. This is really very simple and pretty. It would make a beautiful gift for your mama or your sister, or your girlfriend, or your wife, or whoever, your best friend. I'm gonna go around my edges with my finger. I'm gonna look at this in a couple of different directions and make sure, see, I got a big skippy right here. That's what I'm checking for. So what I like to do is look at this like from this angle across, and then this way, and then just look from all different directions. And well, okay, I'm gonna answer this question in just a second. Just to make sure you don't get skippies and have little spots that have no resin. The reason I don't just dump it on is because I need it to, this glass is fairly thick, okay? It's probably a 1/2 inch or more piled up. And if I just dump it on, then there will be a spot that doesn't have resin. It happens all the time to people who just dump, okay? So by drizzling it with the stick over all that glass, it hits the top of the glass and it runs down through all the little nuggets and adheres itself to the canvas, all right? So that is why we drizzle. Now let me grab my heat gun. We're gonna pop these bubbles. I love this heat gun. Yeah, Jane, that's perfect. Walk around the table. This heat gun has variable speed, so I have it on not terribly hot so that I don't have resin burns. So we're gonna get all these bubbles popped. So pretty. And before we call it a day, we're gonna add one more thing. Okay, so I told you guys, Mickey, this will be a replay. It'll be here forever, okay? You can just come back at your convenience and watch it anytime. You're welcome, Debbie. So these are Japanese seed beads that I bought from Michael's, gosh, probably a year ago. Lynn, it just depends on my mood sometimes, whether I use my fingers or if I use the silicone brush. There's no rhyme or reason for what I do at any given time. It's just whatever mood I'm in, right? That's just how it is. I have dozens and dozens of these silicone brushes handy, but sometimes it's just quicker to just use your fingers. Susan, the heat gun that I'm using is called a Seek 1 heat gun. It's on Amazon, and it was like 20 bucks, I think, ish. Don't make me lie, but I can post that link for you as well. But it has 2 speeds, high and low, and it also has variable speed as well. So I'm gonna take these Japanese seed beads, which are the same color as our clear glass, but they have a little iridescence to them. So I'm gonna just sprinkle them within. And if some get on the outside, I'm just gonna let it be. We're gonna just sprinkle all of these. They don't wanna come out. They are also attached to the side of the jar, like with static for some reason. So let me see if I can pour them in a cup. We'll pour them in one of these little cups and see if we can do a better job. There we go. That's the ticket. So now we have little cups, and now we can have a little more control as well. I'm gonna grab a few just in my fingers and just smatter them around the entire heart. Oh, this is really pretty. And I'll show you close up these little iridescent beads too. You really have a little pop to them. All right, now I see a little piece of debris, which is hard to control in any situation, but I'm gonna see if I can get that little fuzzy and that little fuzzy. But I certainly don't concern myself too terrible much about things like that, unless it's just a big old fuzzy like this one. All right, let me look around. I don't want any big old fuzzies, but I don't mind like little bubbles and little imperfections, just not big ones. Okay, I think we are golden. Now let me show you this close up so you can see the iridescence. This is so pretty. Oh, look. What about the bottom right of the heart? Jane Burt. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, okay, so there is our heart. So pretty. I love it. This is monochromatic background with pretty much a monochromatic heart on top. I'm loving it. It's really pretty.